industry in India is hugely buoyant. Today, India sells almost 150 million mobile handsets per year. And the growth in the Indian manufactured or Indian provided mobile phones is the fastest at almost 35 to 40%. And it has already cornered one third of the market. And Beetle decided to enter the mobile business as a natural extension to it being in the communication business or telephony business, if I can call that. And over the last 6 months, we have created a pan-India network for our mobile phones. We have provided good servicing facilities for our mobile phones at almost 400 service outlets. Our products have been well received, and our philosophy are offering affordable mobile phones with N plus 1 features, which is an additional feature over any other competitor, has worked very well for us. Telephony in India, as you know, if you look at it, 15 years back was in decimals. And in 1997 or 96, when mobile phones first started off, we still had less than 0.5% tele-density in the country. Over the last 10-15 years, the growth in the mobile phones service providers has ensured that the tele-density has now moved up to an average of almost 65 to 70% in the country, with large cities accounting for approximately, in fact, sometimes even greater than 100% tele-density. With communication through mobile phones being made more ubiquitous, obviously the landline phone industry has not seen the same kind of growth. For a couple of reasons. One is mobile being a mobile device. Obviously, there are more members in the almost every member in the family tends to use one, where there are not more than one or two landline phones at home. Laying the mobile infrastructure, right, through towers or through microwave or through fiber is less cumbersome and less capex, requires less capex than for a landline infrastructure. Plus, I think the government policies have been very pro growth of telephony in the country. So I think these have been some of the factors which has accelerated the growth of communication in the country. Beetle is, our lineage lies in landline phones. We started off 2 decades back as landline phone manufacturer, and even till date, we remain India's largest landline phone provider. We sell landline phones not only in India, but Beetle also sells landline phones in emerging markets like Africa, the SAARC, the Latin American countries, and so on and so forth. The growth, the sheer volume growth in landline phones may have slowed down, but the value growth in landline phones continues to remain. And therefore, Beetle's policy, and how is Beetle adding value to landline phone growth? By value, is that we are moving our focus away from basic landline phones to landline phones which have CLIs. We are putting a lot of focus into product development into cordless landline phones, and cordless landline phones which kind of depict lifestyle, different colors, great aesthetics, and so on and so forth. We're also looking at product development in landline phones where we can actually combine certain features like, as you already know, DSL works on landline phones. So fixed line DSL is also helping the growth of landline phones. We are also looking at ways and means in which can we look at landline phones which can kind of be also used to maybe surf the internet. So I think the future for landline phones will always be there, but what will really keep this market buoyant is innovation around landline phones, which Beetle is totally committed to. I think we're very clear. We have a manufacturing unit for landline phones. We also import a lot of landline phones where we find other manufacturing units which make phones to our specifications. Given that the world is now becoming a small village in the sense that core competencies are being created around the globe, it makes as much sense to it makes as much sense to manufacture any product in the world today where the cost of manufacturing is minimized. And why India needs to do this is because India growth is largely dependent upon bringing about affordability. And therefore, if there is an opportunity to reduce cost of manufacture, that affordability element continues to play. One idea that Beetle has been working upon and will continue to work upon is to find sources of manufacturing wherever economies of scale can be got. And these sources of manufacturing can exist in any part of the world. So our future direction will be to create our own designs, to create our own R&D, to create our own quality, but find sources of manufacturing to get the lowest cost of manufacturing, which can then be passed on in the pricing of the product, making products more affordable and thereby increasing the penetration of products.
Okay, so
Well, I said we will continue to invest in design and R&D. All right. As far as manufacturing units are concerned, we will look at outsourcing manufacturing to areas where we can get better economies of scale. We already have our R&D and quality teams based out of our offices in Delhi, and we will continue to bolster them and continue to invest more into our R&D facilities. The reason being that we would, for example, a landline phone category will grow only through innovation. Mobile phones, you need to continuously create those new applications to remain ahead of the race. Similarly, for any other Beetle product, it may be computer peripherals or whatever it is, you need to bring in differentiation. And unless and until you have the voice of the customer built into your products and you're amongst the early birds to bring in this differentiation through innovation, I think success will depend upon that. I don't think so. I will be in a position to talk to you about vendors, but our policy is to bring vendors as a part of the extended Beetle family and the Bharti family.
okay.
And we work very closely with our vendors in designing our products and in getting these products manufactured to Indian specifications and Indian needs. Various ways of doing it. We've established a pan-India distribution for our mobile phones and other Beetle consumer products. We exist today in every state of the country. We work through a distributor, city dealer, and a retailer channel. So it's a three-tier or two-tier distribution depending on where we're located. Opportunities could be to sell our products through our retail network through various schemes. We also are looking at opportunities. We've actually already launched opportunities with various service providers to bundle in minutes along with our phones. So you got to always find ways and means to make that much additional value to consumers who will then like to patronize your products. Well, I'm happy to tell you that Beetle is also into distribution of data cards, and we were very successful in our 2G distribution, 2G cards, their distribution. We've now distributors for Airtel on an exclusive basis for Airtel and for BSNL for 3G cards. At the same time, we also sell Beetle branded 3G cards in the IT channel that we cater to. We feel that the 3G data cards will be large enablers to offer speeds up to 7.2 Mbps. And they will be this as 3G starts to pick pace in the country and starts to get more stabilized. The demand for 3G cards will only grow, and Beetle is fully committed and prepared to meet this rising demand. I could only say, Vidisha, that Beetle's got huge plans for growth. We are already close to a $200 million company, right, which makes us amongst the top 100 companies in the country today. We are establishing ourselves as a large player in the consumer segment, both through Beetle brands as well as global brands. We also have a huge play in the enterprise segment, where our focus is large, not only amongst the large corporates, but also amongst small and medium enterprises. So as we want to establish ourselves as an admirable distribution company, and with a huge focus on establishing the Beetle brand, because it's a known brand in the country today. It also brings about authenticity and trust because it belongs to the house of Bharti. And therefore, we are fully committed to meeting needs of our consumers, our future consumers, and existing consumers, both through world class service as well as through products. Well, I think India today is not only restricted to the top four metros or the top 10 cities. I think India growth, GDP growth today is unlike China, which is hugely, concentrated in very top cities. India is a little more diverse in the sense that we could probably see a 60% growth in the top 10 cities of the country, but at least 40% growth does come from the outside these top 10 cities. So it behooves upon us as a consumer devices player in the country today to ensure that our products reach tier 2 tier 3 cities, and in fact most of our products are mass products in the way they are, and therefore we believe in the adage that Beetle is here to service the masses through our products and bring technology to the masses.